Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is an educational video channel for teachers and students preparing to write business study A-level exam. The title is the assessment standardization for A-level business study. Why are we looking at the assessment standardization? Is the fact that many students are failing their exams not because they don't understand the topic, but rather they fail to understand the assessment criteria expected by the examination body. So with this video, it will serve as a guideline and also a training for teachers as well as students wanting to write business study a CIE examination. Thank you as you listen. My name is Olda Olajide Samuel. As you can see, I'm a seasonal teacher with almost 12 years of experience teaching advanced A-level business study, economics, and accounting. Most importantly is that I have 4 years of experience as CIE business study assessment specialist. That is, I work with the A-level business studies Cambridge in marking student script. So I have worked in United Kingdom, Nigeria, and currently working in South Africa. And in the course of my experience and research, I've discovered why most students across board perform less than expected in business study examinations. Looking at this video, the objectives will be: one, this presentation is important to both students and teacher preparing students for CIAE examination, especially for business study. This video will focus on: one, the common misconception and mistake made by teachers and as well as students when preparing for the exams. Two, we look at the assessment standard and expectation. So we're going to do a little training on the assessment standardization and the expectation of the examination body. And lastly, we'll look at past questions and answers according to the CIAE assessment standard. Thank you. Let's go. Common mistakes and misconceptions. From my teaching experience, I'm exposed to understand why students perform below expectation, especially in business studies. From student responses, most students demonstrate good knowledge and understanding of the topic in question. However, they fail to demonstrate qualified application to context and a full analysis of the issue, which will lead to producing strong evaluation factors. More so, there's a gap in the area of proper delivery of the curriculum in such a way that in the end, students will be acquitted with the expectation of the syllabus and the assessment criteria, and thus has led to many students underperforming in their final exam because they are not taught the assessment standard. Common mistakes and misconceptions. These are some of the issues and misconceptions that most students and even teachers are used to. One, most teachers are not exposed or trained on the assessment standardization, which is a determining factor why students are performing below expectation in their final exam. Secondly, teachers do not take full advantage of the CIE resources, that is the website, the syllabus, scheme of work, question papers, mark schemes, markers reports to enhance their teaching and assessment. Some of the basic misconception is that the idea that the more points you give in your response, especially in the long essay section, the more marks you will get. Also, the more pages of paper used for answering question, the more mark you get. Another misconception is the cramming of definitions of terms, of concepts and terms. That is important to get mark. Also, we look at assessing and grading students' responses based on personal opinion and not in line with CIA standard. So therefore, we need to have an understanding on the assessment standard, especially for this examining body. The quality of assessments for learning enhance good teaching and learning. Assessment can be used as a feedback for students from their teachers. Therefore, teachers need to have good understanding of the assessment standard of any examination body they are working with. This will ease the teaching strategy as well as planning and will improve overall student performance in their examination. Therefore, every teacher teaching CIAE business study must understand assessment standard, be trained on the assessment standard, and apply the marking and annotation standard in their internal examination. Likewise, for students, they need to understand the assessment standard as well and expectation. This will enhance their learning and improve their performance in both internal and external exam. The assessment objective of business study. For every topic, for every subject, there's assessment criteria for them. So for business study, there are 4 assessments objective. One is having knowledge and understanding. That means be able to define terms, list of ideas, and explanation. 2, to show knowledge application. That is giving relevant examples, calculation, and relevant to your knowledge or terms you've defined. 3 is analysis, which is very important. That is making comparison, cause effect of an action, merit and demerit of policy. We'll look at them going forward. Then lastly is evaluation, making conclusion based on your analyzed issue. Thank you. Assessment objective as a percentage of each component. As you know before now, business study has 3 components. That's paper 1, paper 2, paper 3. But because of the recent change in the syllabus, paper 3 has been turned to into 2 papers. Now we have paper 4. Going by the assessment objective, we can see each component, that is paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, and paper 4, have different assessment objective and percentage. This is based on the structure of the questions. So for assessment objective for paper 1 and paper 2, focus more on knowledge and application, while paper 3 and 4 focus more on analysis and evaluation. Can see difference in the percentage of marks objective for each of the paper. So it's important that students understand this and also be able to align their response their questions to this weighted component. Thank you. This video will be looking at assessment standard, which will focus more on the marking and annotation style of CIA. It is expected that teachers understand and apply the assessment standard of the examination body in their lesson plan and as well as in their internal assessment. Students should also understand these assessment objectives, which are based on conceptual knowledge and skill development. It is vital to understand the meaning of these assess skills, especially analysis and evaluation, as these are the skills that determine whether or not the student will achieve higher grades. I'll be focusing my discussion on how to give good analysis and evaluation, because this is where students find most difficult to apply. The key marking annotation for CIE assessment standard, we have K, which represents knowledge, APP represent application, AN represent analysis, developed means analysis whereby you have true analysis. Then we have evaluation, which represent the balance argument and evaluative point. Note, the problem is students focus more on demonstrating knowledge at the expense of showing good application, analysis and evaluation where appropriate. Limiting this limits their mark overall, especially in case study session, that's paper 2 and paper 3 and paper 4 now. So whereby more analysis and evaluation is required. Going forward, let's look at how to develop good analysis. So analysis can be shown in varieties of ways, such as you breaking down issues or manipulating data or information for purpose related to the question. Secondly, you look at selecting and using relevant information or ideas, identifying implications, consequence of action, cause and effect. Also look at area of bringing together information, ideas from various sources and working towards a solution to a problem or issue. Lastly, we're looking at aspects of an issue without drawing conclusion. How we can develop analysis. To develop analysis, we use phrases such as however, the result as a result of this, consequently, the business, the economy, the agent economy will, if or then, but if, then. These are analytical tools. Looking at advantage include, on the other hand, disadvantage are, these are words, phrase that we use when we are analyzing. Now let's look at how we can develop the skill of evaluation. This is another area whereby students don't really understand how understand. So it's important to take notes here. So to show evaluation, these are some of the things you look at. You are being able to justify decision and judgment. That is, you are able to make choice of two things. Okay, this is your choice, or this is what you agree. ability to make comparison and consider both sides and make a judgment about the course of action and decision, weighing up your strength factors and argument to show which is considered to be the most important and why, considering of long and short issues, long time and short time issues, and recognizing the importance of the difference, questioning the validity of data and technique used. Also, we look at assessing the feasibility of the course of action in terms of the resources, time, and capacity. Likewise, lastly, we look at questioning the sufficiency of the data and what use might be made of additional data. These are some of the how we develop an evaluative skill. Also, how can we make use of this in our response or in our question? Look such phrase as the greatest effect will have on the business is, the extent of the impact will be, whether this happen depends on the recommended strategy is, and because, on balance, because, the most important factor is. These are evaluative concepts, phrase that we need to start to use. The next lesson objective, which is based on the past questions and answer according to the CIE standard, will be done in our next video. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube video. Thank you so much.